Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
So, we're going to have an R&D reset at the end of the year. Where are you going, Carl? Carl, where are you going? Get back here, I want to talk to you. So do you then, you piece of... So yeah. If you thought the last race was crazy, you're about to get it even crazier. Welcome to Monza. Literally the speed, home of everything speed. There's our contract. There's the R&D tree. So, ooh, okay then. So we got lucky here. We got durability, and we got chassis. So one thing we will definitely do, we'll definitely upgrade the whole chassis. We're not doing another season, but we'll upgrade the whole chassis anyway. Just means we've got to spend a lot more to make a lot more. Hopefully we can get it all done though in time. So we've got 8 weeks to upgrade and modify everything we can there, and that's why we save all these resource points. You save all these resource points to make sure you do this kind of thing. So we'll get new stuff at the end of Singapore. Let's look at the championship then, shall we? And by 99 points we are leading the championship from Esteban Ocon, Charles Leclerc in third, Pierre Gasly, the man Gasly fourth, Daniel Ricciardo fifth, Sergio Perez sixth, and seventh Fernando Alonso, then Brendan Hartley, Marcus Ericsson and Lance Stroll round out the top 10 in points. And still to score a goose egg, not just in the drivers but also in the constructors, are both of the Renault drivers, after Kimi Raikkonen scored a point in Belgium in that absolute clusterfuck of a race. That is all you can say there. It was a clusterfuck. So speaking of, we're going to go get practiced around Monza. Not that we need to, because I think we've got the speed to beat everybody. And then we're going to go get practiced. So we get practiced, get qualified, and we shall see you all for what is going to be a thrilling Italian Grand Prix. See you in a bit then, folks.
It's race day here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Raikkonen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Paul. They come into this race with a healthy championship lead. I don't want to say the title race is over, but surely it's going to take something special or catastrophic to change the outcome at this point.
Certainly there are worse positions to be in, but it's vital to don't let complacency creep in. As soon as you let yourself think it's over before it actually is, that's where everything can and often will go wrong.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Paul lines up on pole position, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ocon, Leclerc, Brendan Hartley and Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Ericsson and Sergio Perez, Grosjean, Magnussen, Fernando Alonso and Sirotkin, Vettel, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg and Stoffel van Dorn, Raikkonen and Carlos Sainz starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Yep, as we thought. Easy pole, everybody. Pole easily done by a good margin. So it shouldn't be too bad for the race. It should be a one-stop race. Super soft onto the soft tyre. And from there, who knows? Literally anything can, will, and might happen. But that's what we're going to go and find out. So let's get out there and let's do this thing. See if we can bring home another victory. So here we go then, folks, to the running of the Italian Grand Prix. 5 load lights are on. It's lights out, and away we go. And it's an absolute piss poor start by myself. We've got to cover off Daniel Ricciardo, but that's not going to work anytime soon. It's going to be straight down to the first corner, into the retophilia for the first time. Lots of contact between myself, Ocon and Leclerc, and myself and Leclerc are going to be side by side down to the Curva Grande, and Leclerc's going to get us. Wow, we have had an absolute shit of a start. We're down in P3, looking for a way past as everyone else tries to get through, but that's not obviously going to work. But we're still side by side with Charles Leclerc down into the Lesmos. Oh, we give him a nudge at the back. That tells him get on with it. Ricciardo's already disappearing down the track. This is not what was in the plan, folks. This was going to be a good race for us, but now we're going to have to go right down the inside into the Ascari chicane, and that's going to be not quite done. Job is now done. Thank the Lord, the job's done now. So we're up into P2, and we've got to chase after Ricciardo because Ricciardo has disappeared down the track. He's already gone into the Parabolica, which is absolutely insane. How is he that fast? We will never ever know. He sets the fastest lap of the race, but here comes Esteban Ocon. He is fighting with Brendan Hartley for P4. From behind we've got Pierre Gasly, we've got Ross Ericsson. There's another car in there, the other pink car. Perez is in there. One of the Williams is in there as well, I think. Yeah, one of the Williams' cars. Actually, that's not Williams. What is that? That's a Mercedes, I think, actually. I do apologise, but still this fight goes around the Curva Grande side by side. Toro Rosso versus Force India. Down to the chicane. They're going to come. Will he get him? He's got the outside. No, Hartley's going to take P4. Thank you very much, says the Kiwi. And as we went very wide in the first Lesmo, and he almost cut the second Lesmo. That was not going to make the groundskeepers very happy. As we head down to the Ascari chicane, still Perez. Ocon will give chase to Brendan Hartley. Will Ocon pull out? Yes, he will. Down the inside of the Ascari chicane, side by side. He's going to take Hartley, and Hartley's going to have to stick it back in position as we head down to the Parabolica. Look at these 6 cars. Literally, they're 3 wide going into the Parabolica. Pierre Gasly's going to take advantage, I think. That is nuts. And the Toro Rosso's almost made contact as well as Ocon flies up the track. That's incredible. The Toro Rosso's are overtaken. Now you've got Perez and Ericsson right behind. We're going to go 3 wide again, I think. That's insane. That's nuts. That's crazy. Look at this. It's Noah's Ark into the chicane. 2 Toro Rosso's, 2 Force Indias, and a partridge in the pear tree. And that's all you ever needed. All you ever wanted to see as well. And what an absolute that was. That was just insane in the membrane. As we go, they're still side by side, the 2 Toro Rossos. Sort that out, lads. It looks like the man Gasly's going to take Hartley. I saw a yellow flag there. What's the yellow flag for? That's not me, is it? No, it's not me. That can only be one car. It's number 3. You're kidding. You're kidding. Oh, that's Ricciardo out the race. Something's failed on his Red Bull. Red Bull doesn't give you wings. Red Bull gives you unreliability. But back down the field, who are we looking at here? The two Renaults. I'm going to get my words out in a minute. The 2 Renaults side by side down to the first chicane. Get you some. Look who the hell that's Sainz with his big boy pants on. He's just overtaken a Ferrari and tried to overtake a McLaren at the same time. I presume that's Stoffel Van Dorn. which wouldn't surprise absolutely anyone, as we see the Toro Rossos now starting to fight each other, Hartley and Gasly, and it looks like Hartley's going to be the beneficiary there. Yes, he will. Into P3 will go. No, it's P. Yeah, still P3.
Daniel's race is over. He's dropped out.
It's still P3 because that's going to be. I haven't a clue actually. I've completely gone and lost my senses as we see Gasly and Ocon fighting each other now. This could be side by side down to the first chicane. Are they going to go 3 wide? Yes, they are. That's insane. 3 wide into the first. I think the Force India almost clumped into the side of the Toro Rossos again. Perez is in close attendance as well. As we head, we're going back down the field. Who we concentrate on? Sergei Sorokin. Who's Sergei Sorokin fighting with? He is fighting with Fernando Alonso and Roman Grosjean. Here comes Grosjean. Will they get a lot? They're gaining on Alonso here. In fact, look at Sorokin put the dive on him. That is incredible from so far back. Sergei Sorokin has ate his Weetabix this morning. You wouldn't normally see that at the Russian as we go to, who's that? That's Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Vettel. Somewhere, oh yeah, that's right. They did it in the first corner. So Carlos Sainz is now about to be retaken by the 4-time champion of the world, who's just nabbed Van Dorn there. As one of the cats has some food there, but no, Van Dorn will keep it all. Look at this train. Toro Rosso, Force India, the other Sauber's in there too as they go side by side into the second chicane. Oh, and a bit of contact there between the 2 Toro Rossos as well. That's this is going to be a nuts Grand Prix, folks. It's the fastest track in the world. Oh, somebody broke big time there. I think it was Perez as Sorokin overtakes someone. I presume that's Stoffel Van Dorn. As we go to Hartley and Gasly, still fighting. Oh no, they've locked up, but no! They've almost took each other off! Golden rule number 1, you don't take your teammate off, and he almost did. As we head side by side down to the Parabolica, I think Perez and Ocon might get involved here. And that's going to be... that's so crazy. Utterly crazy. We cut away there. The Italian race director wants to concentrate on me for a second. As we go back to the Toro Rossos, we will start to see a lot of India and the Sauber. They're all in a line. They're going to be 3 wide again into the first corner. Almost 4 wide across the track. DRS is so powerful. Wait till 2019 comes. I'll guarantee it'll be so powerful.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
As we see, who is that actually? That's Gasly, and I don't actually know who that is, if I'm being honest. It's one of. Oh, is that? You just can't tell from this far back. That's Gasly, definitely. Oh well, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in due time as we see Alonso.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target.
No, we don't. We see Alonso, Sorokin and Grosjean. They're still fighting each other. Green flags here. We had the yellow flags out for some reason. I don't know why. Somebody's not taken their vitamins this morning as we go to Carlos Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg fighting for P17. And we got Kimi Raikkonen in close attendance right behind.
Box this lap, please.
Will we see a big dive? Oh, look at that dive bomb! Carlos Sainz has just mugged a McLaren and a Mercedes. So I assume that's Bottas and Van Dorn he's just mugged, and he's up into gotta be P13 somewhere around that area. Why hasn't Hülkenberg followed him? No one will ever know why Hülkenberg didn't follow him. But into the second chicane, and he's going to nab Sorokin, I think, but no, he's going to be forced wide, and Sorokin will retain that position as we go back to, who is this? Hartley and Perez for P3, so it's not Ocon, it's Perez. Ocon's having a mare. In fact, Perez down the inside of the Ascari chicane, he's going to mug off Hartley. Where's Gasly gone? Gasly's gone all the way back down the field there as well, as we go to Hamilton and Sorokin. Still fighting each other down to the Ascari chicane, and you got one of the Toro Rosso. Sorry, one of the, I think. Oh, that's a big lock up there as we go to the Ferraris. They're fighting over last place, basically. That's how far the mighty have fallen. It shows something when the Ferraris are fighting for last place, because that just sucks. As we go to... I was about to lose my voice then for a second. That's Brendan Hartley with Marcus Ericsson, I do believe. If it's Marcus Ericsson, where's Charles Leclerc? Because I always thought that was Charles Leclerc, not Marcus Ericsson. But there goes Hamilton on... excuse me, one of the Haas cars. As here comes Ericsson, and it is Ericsson and Hartley. So where the hell... Oh no, Leclerc's with me. That's my bad, I do apologise. Hartley's going to get Ericsson. I think he's going to clear him in time. Yes, he will. P4 for the Kiwi. As we go back down to Sir Rocky and then Hamilton with Grosjean. 3 wide into the first chicane. And yes, that's going to be P6. Fought over. Will Grosjean get his man, or will Hamilton have enough in that Mercedes powertrain to get past him? Not quite. He's not quite got the job done. He will have the job done in a second. He better have the job done, otherwise someone's going to have my job. As they get into the first chicane, and Hamilton's got him. So Grosjean back down to P7. As we go, now this was happening while that was going on. We got to the other half here. Magnussen, Stroll and Alonso 3 wide again down the main straight. What is it with everyone going 3 wide down this straight? The DRS is that powerful, it's unbelievable. And you've got this close racing as well. They're still fighting each other off side by side. You wouldn't believe we're only 5 laps into this race, and it's already kicking off an absolute storm. Because that's what this race does. It kicks off an absolute storm. Speaking of a storm, here comes the Ferraris, Vettel and Raikkonen. This is now for P14 after everyone's made their stops. Lovely overhead camera shot of Vettel and Raikkonen, the 2 Ferraris on their home track. And that is going to be the pass made and successfully completed. Phew! It is all just going off, and nobody really particularly cares.
Remember,
they're still fighting each other.
Keep an eye on your distance.
This cameraman's concentrating these two like mad, and you can hardly blame it. Oh, there's been contact there between the 2 Ferraris. Will we see the move? Look at that. It's Raikkonen on the outside, Vettel on the inside. Who's going to get it? I think Raikkonen's just going to get Vettel, and thank you very much. That'll be P14. As we make the move now to come in for our stop. Come in for our stop. Get this stop done. It's going to be 4 tyres. And everything else is just fantasticola. Seamless stop, boys. Seamless stop. Well done. Love your work, mate. Love your work. We're that far ahead that the rest of them aren't even out yet. That's how far we are ahead. It's a domination at the moment. As long as we beat that Ferrari out, we're not going to beat that Ferrari out, but I don't think it'll be too long before we're past that Ferrari. As this happened while we were in the pits, I do believe. It looks like Stoffel Van Dorn has passed Nico Hulkenberg for P3. So yeah, there we are in the background. So who leads this motor race then? I'd love to know who leads this motor race, Mr. Cameraman. That would be an interesting conversation to find out. Let's see who it is. It looks like it's Sergei Sorokin that leads the Italian Grand Prix from Roman Grosjean in the Haas. And that looks like it's going to be an easy pass. No, still side by side into the first chicane. And it's still side by side through the Curva Grande as well. Oh, they're not giving an inch to each other. Both want the right to say that they led the Italian Grand Prix, but it looks like it's going to be Grosjean. Yes, it's going to be Grosjean over Sorokin. And that's the lead for the Haas, which is basically a junior Ferrari. And who is this? This is Leclerc Ocon. And I imagine the man Gasly's going to get involved here in a second. Oh, he's going to get more than involved. Leclerc has lost 2 places there to both of his compatriots, and that was crazy there, because you had Brendan Hartley coming out the pit lane, and I think he's gone and ruined it. In fact, side by side we'll go Ocon, and that's actually the man Gasly. I do apologise. I thought it was Leclerc.
Okay,
but quite obviously
good.
not now. You
can
see
use
where
overtake to get
right
past.
up to the back of Sebastian Vettel here. Is he going to be a chicken? Yeah, he's going to be a chicken and go into the pit lane. Didn't want to be passed by a Red Bull in your home track, did you? You chicken, whatever. Sebastian Vettel's a chicken something, but I don't know exactly what he is. It's completely stupid and completely idiotic, if you ask me. So what we are, we're on lap number 8. We still got 5 laps or so to go with this Italian Grand Prix. It's not over yet by any means of the imagination, as Ocon and Gasly start fighting over the last place on the podium with Brendan Hartley in close attendance. Oh, a bit of a lock-up there from Pierre Gasly. But he'll take P3, thank you very much, as we go into the second chicane now down to the Lesmos. We are giving it everything and not taking an inch as we go back to Gasly and Hartley. And Perez. Oh, big lock-up from Hartley. Oh, so that was Hartley that passed, not Gasly. I do apologise. They've got to come up with a better way of distinguishing between these Toro Rossos, because it's doing my tits in sometimes. Especially seeing that blue car with that red number, it does my head in. With us it's easy to see because you can tell who's who, but with the Toro Rossos it's not that simple, it's not that easy. As we fly down to the Parabolica. And brake at the 50-metre mark, we just chuck the car in. That's the grip and the confidence and the speed that this thing has. It's otherworldly, the speed that this thing has, as we go to Kimi Raikkonen fighting with Carlos Sainz for P12. This Renault's in P12, ladies and gentlemen. It is performing miracles today as Raikkonen gets past the man, and he'll be up into P12. Speaking of up into positions, Ocon and Gasly are fighting each other again for P3. Let's see how this one... Look at that. Oh, that's Gasly. Got the job done by a mile. He got the job done by a country mile there, folks. As this is Leclerc, and no, that's not Leclerc. Sorry, that's still Raikkonen and Sainz. Who's got... who the hell is that with them? Van Dorn. Oh, and Hulkenberg. And Raikkonen made a big mistake there, and I think the beneficiary was Stoffel Van Dorn. But look at this, Alonso and Vettel are now in close attendance as we go to Leclerc and Hartley fighting over P5. They're getting the fists out here. So that must mean Ericsson's jumped a lot of them. Oh, what's happened there?
Virtual safety car.
So what happened there? The virtual safety car's come out.
Speed immediately and keep a positive
What happened
delta.
there for the virtual safety car to come out? And I think we're about to see what happened here. Or are we? No, that's a restart. Actually, I do apologise. So I haven't a clue what's gone on there. I think the director's gone completely nuts as Alonso and Sainz fight each other on the track, and that's going to be down to the Parabolica. Somebody sent me a friend request on Facebook. She looks like a fakey McFake. Maybe she is, I don't know. Yeah, she may be. We'll look at her later. But that distracted me from Sainz. And now Hulkenberg got past as well. These Renaults have suddenly come out of nowhere. Could the Renault finally break their goose egg today? We shall see. Time will tell. As guess who's still fighting? That's right, Ocon and Gasly. This is a battle for French pride here. And Ocon's got the job done by a country year. That's absolutely incredible. As we go, who we are here? We're with Leclerc, we're with Hartley, Lance Stroll, free wide into the first corner. And look at that, the Mercedes is getting interested. That's Valtteri Bottas, I do believe. Or is that Lewis Hamilton? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care to know anymore. I'm ready for the dark room, because this is absolutely insane, and I think Stroll's actually got Hartley. So that's incredible. Hartley's not going to give this up without a fight, though. He'll have the preferred line into the second chicane, and will take that place back. Thank you very much. See me after the show. As we go to Raikkonen and Alonso, the two... Oh, big lock up from Alonso. He's messed up everything. There's where... Is that Leclerc down in that bar? If it is, I want to know what he's doing down there. No, it's not. It's Ericsson. I do apologise. As we... Yeah, they're still fighting, folks. The two Frenchmen are still fighting. And that's incredible. That's Gasly through into P3 again. They're not going to give this up, and they're not going to give a second to the other. As we go to... There's Leclerc. He's fighting with Stroll, and Leclerc has passed Stroll now. That's it. That's another move that's fantastically done and dusty. It's going to put Stroll right back into the clutches of the chasing pack as the two Renaults start fighting each other. Hulkenberg and Sainz. They need to be concentrating on the each other's efforts there. In fact, Sainz let him go, I think, because he sees the bigger picture there. Points are just down the road. Speaking of just down the road, here comes a Ferrari. That is Kimi Raikkonen, who should have Stoffel Van Dorn and Fernando Alonso all over his rear end, and he's just been passed by both of them. That's being mugged off in your home country by a nobody. Oh dear. Now here we go. We got Grosjean, we got Stroll, we got Hamilton, we got Bottas. We got them all here. This is... I think this is going to end up as another free wide fight down into the first corner here. Everyone's got DRS on Stroll. Or it may not end up free wide, although Bottas is having a think about it. Hamilton, though, going to go around the outside. That's going to be for position. He's tried to mug off Bottas there as well. The fists coming out well and truly here. In fact, he was going to get back in position there, but no, Grosjean's there to spoil the party. They don't want to give up. This is a case of they don't want to give up, and they won't give up. And that's Hamilton gone down a position there as we go back to the two McLarens. They're fighting each other. Alonso and Van Dorn. And who's going to put who in each other's place there? It looks like it's going to be Van Dorn's going to do it slightly, I think. I actually can't tell because you cannot see the numbers on those two papaya orange McLarens. But it looks like Alonso's got past Van Dorn. And move Alonso up a position. As guess who's still fighting, folks? Yep, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon still fighting over the last podium position. And you've got me out in front. Who's second then? Who's second that we haven't mentioned yet? It's Perez, I think. I think Perez has jumped everybody. What a try-hard Perez is. I think that was a job done there. As we go back to Lewis, Brendan Hartley and Charles Leclerc. Leclerc's going to come from a while back in this OP Sauber. Here he comes around the outside. He's going to have to get on the traction pretty early and try and outdo Hartley going into the Curva Grande. Otherwise, he's not going to get the job done. That's still side by side for the Curva Grande. I think Hartley's going to get him, and Hartley clears him. Will Leclerc have another go into the chicane? No, he won't. And that is maintained P5. Now, would this surprise you if this is if I said this is Ocon and Gasly? It probably wouldn't surprise you, but it's going to surprise you a bit that Ocon's going to get past Gasly. And that's P3 for Esteban Ocon. Here's Marcus Ericsson, who has had an absolute mare since the pit stops. He's going to fight with Stoffel Van Dorn into the Ascari chicane. Alonso's just ahead, and that's the job done for the Ascari. I think Van Dorn let him go, though. That looked a bit easier than it really should have been as we go to Ocon and Gasly again. No, that's Yeah, that is Ocon and Gasly, because there's Hartley and Leclerc right behind them, still fighting. Incredible, folks. Incredible. Still side by side, and the other two are side by side. In fact, Ocon's going to get Gasly way before the chicane. That's just stupid. Let's see the action between Leclerc and Hartley. Excuse me. Oh, that was done in Parabolica. That was way easier than it should have been. As we go to Hamilton and Bottas fighting each other on the track. Grosjean's just in front of him. How did Grosjean get past the two Mercedes? Answer on a postcard with that one. Get some more throat lubrication down the gullet. That fudge brownie fridge is doing wonders. As Bottas getting all out of shape. Speaking of all out of shape, here goes side by side down to the first chicane. Brendan Hartley and oh wow, that was done. That was done at the pit lane. That's how bad that was, mate. That was done ages ago. I had to go to Hulkenberg and Sainz fight over whatever position they're fighting over. I think it's P12 now. They're still fighting each other. They need to get their act together. Points are just down the road. And now Sainz has let Hulkenberg go despite Hulkenberg locking a tyre up. Speaking of people that won't let people go, here comes Ericsson with the two McLarens with him. And I think, oh look at that, Van Dorn's just mugged them all off! Stoffel Van Dorn has just mugged them all! And I think he's gonna get him! He does! Hey! Stick that one in your pipe and smoke it! As the two Renaults continue to fight each other. It's incredible. Go stop fighting, concentrate on each other and go get the points. And speaking of going and get the points, it looks like Ericsson's going to go around the outside of Van Dorn, but he's got the preferred line into the second chicane. But Van Dorn's going to keep his nose in it. The Belgian is not giving up here. Fair play. That's what we like to see as we go into the Lesmos down to the Ascari chicane. Well, that's that move done. Now who's it? Oh, who do you think this is, folks? It's still Ocon and Gasly. They'll fight if they want, and that's Gasly into P3 over Esteban Ocon. That's lovely work. I'm loving the fight there as we go to Ericsson, still fighting with. Well, now he's fighting with Magnussen, and you got Van Dorn in the equation there as well, and Van Dorn's gonna get the job done. That'll be down to the Parabolica. Job done as we go 3 wide almost. I thought Alonso was going to join the party then, but Ericsson and Magnussen's looks like to be a tasty fight. You got one of the Ferraris in close attendance as well. In fact, both Ferraris are in close attendance. I didn't see the other one behind the other papaya orange McLaren of Fernando Alonso. And Magnussen's going to go past Van Dorn, and so is Ericsson. 3 wide down into the first corner, but Magnussen has mugged them all off. And that'll be job done on that front. Speaking of job done, Hamilton and Bottas, ladies and gentlemen. Hamilton and Bottas, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, who was that? That was Sorokin locking up, I do believe. Sorokin doing his best to throw something away there. As still fight each other. Yeah, you heard me right. Still fight each other. Ocon and Gasly. This is a battle for French pride here. And neither one of them are going to give it up without a fight. As speaking of, Brendan Hartley's going to have a go flying past Charles Leclerc. And that's job done. That's P5 for the Kiwi. Sorokin's now going to have a look at the two Mercedes. I call them McLarens, they're not McLarens. Although McLaren used to be engined by Mercedes, and Sorokin has got them. Wow. That Williams is still a rocket ship. Speaking of still rocket ships, here comes the two Renaults still fighting each other. They're fighting the wrong people. They should be fighting someone else there. Now we're going to go back to Ocon and Gasly. And Gasly's going to take Ocon again. That's nuts. Speaking of nuts, here comes the two past Renault's Hulkenberg and Sainz into the chicane, and that should be everything. Well, I'm hoping that's everything. It says it is. We're coming out the Parabolica to win in front of the Tifosi. Who is the man, Tifosi? Who is the man?
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
Job well done, lads. Job well done.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull fighting at the front. They do an incredible amount for Formula One. And that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Poole increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Lance Stroll. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Oh, yes. That is job done. P1 ahead of Sergio Perez. Looked like Ocon got back in front of Gasly somewhere before the Parabolica, and the cameras didn't pick that up, so that's bad on them. But Gasly, P4, Brendan Hartley, P5. Charles Leclerc with a P6, Lance Stroll, Roman Grosjean picking up the good points for Haas. Charles Leclerc actually, he lost a few positions there. Lance Stroll up from 16th, wow, good on him. And Grosjean, Sorokin and Hamilton the top 10, and only one DNF, and he's going to need to pick it up, because if he doesn't, he's in trouble. He's in a big load of trouble. Speaking of a big load of trouble, we need to go see someone, because if we don't see anyone, oh well, she's going to call us out for why we didn't go and see her.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
Oh, it was easy, Claire.
You took the top points today.
I would say it was a very comfortable win. Car was amazing, but it was just solid, this car.
Everything went your way today. It looked like you had a
We
really
did have a good
strategy
today. It was one for managing tyres.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Wow, only 2 questions? Not worth it. Wow. 2 questions, that's all I'm going to get from her? Ridiculous. I would like to point out as well, there were 70 overtakes in that race. 70. That's a lot of overtakes, folks. A lot of overtakes. You should just smash the like button for the amount of overtakes we had, because they were out of this world. 600 resource points for qualifying P1.
Fantastic podium. Well done. Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
I'm happy you're happy there, Emma. Thanks, Carl. Congratulations on the victory.
You hit your last team goal.
It's nice to be congratulated on
team a nice boost to their
a perfect victory.
And it won't hurt when it comes to your next contract review.
So, what I'm going to do is going to start adapting all this, I think. Because it ain't going to cost us a lot. Or should we wait? Get it even cheaper. It's a hard choice, that. Also, while I remember, I hope you don't mind me going back to the old style of commentary. I picked up on an issue that has affected the other video, whereby you were hearing the voice, but then the picture of my face was reacting later. So we've gone back to the old style, we've basically gone back to how it should be, a proper commentary style. So you only hear my voice during the race, which is how it should be. It's how Crofty and Brundle do it. It's how Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip and everyone else does it. I think that's the right way to do it. The only ones that don't do it like that are Formula E. But they're idiots. So we've extended the championship advantage to Ocon. I reckon we're getting pretty close to winning this championship now. I reckon if we don't win it in Singapore, we should win it in Sochi, the Russian Grand Prix. Oh, we love winning the Russian Grand Prix. But in the meantime, I think that is going to do it, folks. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do leave a like if you did. It does help me out a hell of a lot when you do that. And until the next time, when we're going to go racing around the streets of Marina Bay, we've gone from the shortest race of the year to the longest race of the year. So take care. Hope you all have a pleasant day. And until the next time, we will see you guys around the streets of Singapore.